Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be testing out Gigabyte 3-fan 3080s on Mystic Miner. This is MM3, the prototype version for MM4. So if you think that's interesting, hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. Go to cryptollc.org. If you're looking for us to set you up a GPU or ASIC mining farm, we do that for our clients all across the world. So if you're interested in setting up a farm, go to cryptollc.org. Also, if you want to buy yourself some 3080s, 3070s, 3060s, ASICs, right now is the best time to jump in and set up a farm. All right, so today's video, we're gonna be looking at Mystic Miner. This is a test unit here. It's running, you can see rudimentary running power from there because SATA, but it doesn't matter, this is just temporary. If we need to go to NVMe in the future, we will. But right now, we're just running this to see how well it does versus Octominer. So we already know what the results are from Octominer. Octominer stood right here, the same exact spot. We know what the results are based on various temperatures. We base it off of the outside temperature. So we know what that is. What we want to know is these Gigabyte 3-fan cards, how well they perform. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the spacing between each card. Right there, on my finger there. So you can see my finger does not fit. It almost does. It's about, about this much space. So what is that? It looks to me about a little bit more than ½ an inch. That's what that looks like with these cards. Now, if you put on EVGA XE3, you have way more space. If you put on a Turbo Gigabyte, way more space. These guys, it's got about ½ an inch. So it's pretty good, pretty decent. We'll see if what impact that has on the rig. In terms of airflow, we got 6 fans coming off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All fans are set to 100% fan speed. So you can see the fans are right now set at 100%. We're going to keep it at 100%. Got a knob right there. So that's at 100%. Everything is good. The only thing that I'm worried about is this back plate right here. It's going to be blocking some of that hot air. When the fan blows on the top of the card, it's going to hit the back. So we'll see if it gets sucked out these little holes here. But if it doesn't, it's going to be pretty much stuck there. Again, we'll see what the impact is. Now let's take a look at the rear. Again, we're running everything prototype, so we just got a Ethernet cable coming in. Nothing fancy, just doing a little test here. Also, just holding it down with some regular old wood screws for the cards. A lot easier than putting in special little screws. You can see them right over here. They actually hold really nicely. Really solid hold on there. Power supply 3300. So we took these off. You see a little bit dusty. We took them off one of our other rigs to run them here. But whatever, that's typical. Small, tiny little particles. All our mining facilities are filtered, but you're not going to catch microscopic, tiny bits of dust. That's basically impossible. The most important thing is that we block out the big stuff, bugs, garbage, stuff like that. All right, let me give you some shots from how it looks from here. Motherboard. So it looks great. So let me talk about some more things about our test. So for the test, again, we're going to be comparing to Octominer, Gigabyte 3-fan. We already ran those tests before. We have the temperatures for at what temperature, they run at what speed, all that stuff. So we have all that written down. We also have EVGA XE3 already done for the Mystic Miner, so we know the results from that as well. So we have various data points we can push off of and create you guys an image of Mystic Miner. Is it as good as Octominer? Is it better than Octominer? Or is it worse than Octominer? So we're gonna run these tests, stabilize this rig first of all. Still need an overclock stabilization on it. Make sure it runs nice and good. After it's stabilized, we'll start measuring off the data on it and see what the results are. So make sure you guys subscribe. Now, before I get to the results, I'm gonna put the lid on. I'm gonna show you guys how it looks with the lid, and then after that, we're gonna have the results. All right, I got the lid on here. It attaches to 4 nuts, 4 screws, you could say, not nuts, 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lid came on, a lot of pressure inside. So much pressure that it created this opening here. So they need to add more nuts here. They need to add actually more screws. Another screw here, another screw over here. The fact that it's being separated here, I already kind of pushed it together and it's holding a little bit, but I think it's gonna separate as time goes by. I feel a lot of good hot air coming out the back. Everything's working great. Gonna work on those overclocks, get it stable, and then we'll have the results here in a few.
All right, we got the results. This is at 68 degrees, Mystic Miner, 12 GPUs, those same 3 fan gigabytes. So as you can see, fully stabilized, running at that standard 1100 core, full power, overclock 2200. You can see them over here, this side, 2200, almost all of them, a couple of down clocks there, but basically all the same. The most important is the temperature. So the temperature is at 96, 96, 96, 96 because that's our target. Our target is actually 95, but basically 96 is close enough. It doesn't increase the fan speed, just keeps it around there. So temps are all good, perfectly working. Everything's perfectly mining away, no problems. Temperature outside was 68 degrees when this screenshot was taken. So 68 degrees, that's kind of warm. It's getting warmer, so this is doing a very good job. It does a lot better job than other graphics cards. This Gigabyte 3 fan is basically one of the best ones that you can get. Really good card. Now in terms of core, you can see core is also very, very cool. 62, 63, 64, 62, you know, and so on. You can see 57, 67, 65, 64. Core is good, VRAM is good, everything is great. Now, how does it compare to Octominer? So we do have results for Octominer, same exact cards, same exact location, just a different rig. It's an Octominer rather than Mystic Miner. So this is Octominer right here. Now Octominer was taken at 65 degrees, so a couple of degrees cooler. We can see that our mega hash is basically the same. Our temperatures are all the same, keeping it at 94. Also, core is 62, 63, so basically all the same. Overclock is mostly all the same, one downclocked over here. Basically everything's fine. By the way, this was 0% right there. That's because the fan is actually spinning at 0. So sometimes it actually spins at like 5-10%, but hiveos will show it as 0. So this is a very interesting GPU that it is so cool. It doesn't require the fans to spin on it at all. Same thing for Mystic Miner. We had one of those same exact GPUs. Here it is over here, a different slot. Same GPU, spinning basically at 0. So everything's working good, right? They all have that same 99.3, 99.2 on basically all the GPUs. You can see them over here, 99.3, 99.3, 99.2, 99.12. And over here is, so everything's the same. So how do we know which one is better, right? Well, one way to tell is to add up all your mega hashes, but the mega hashes are all the same. So the other way to tell is to see which one is handling that very, very fast mega hash speed, but at the same time is spinning the fans the slowest. That'll be the one that's actually cooling it off the best. So what we did, we added up all the fan speeds. Just take all these numbers, add them all up. Take all these numbers, fan speed, add them all up. And then which number is the lowest is the one that's doing a better job. So that's what we did. Got all our numbers here. You can see Octominer and Mystic basically have the same mega hash. The 12 GPUs produce 1,187 mega hashes, but fans, the less the better. So Octominer total fans put together is 825, so add up all those percentages, and Mystic Miner 671. So Mystic Miner is doing a better job at cooling off these GPUs. Now, why would that be? Octominer has one less fan than Mystic Miner. So it's got 5 fans versus Mystic Miner 6 fans. That could be playing that role of cooling off these cards. And then the other thing for Mystic Miner is that Mystic Miner seems to have a small, bigger, little bit bigger gap. Seems to be, looking at it. Sometimes they write those numbers down, mega millimeters, and you have to actually plug them in and see for sure. And that seems to be a little bit bigger. Could be just airflow inside the rig. Again, the airflow will have an impact, and maybe for these GPUs, like just these GPUs, not other ones, right? Not EVGA for the Win 3 or XC3 or whatever, but these exact Gigabyte 3 fans, maybe they are just better in Mystic. So that's something to consider. But again, we're only talking about fan speed. So Mystic was running the fans on the GPUs slower, a little bit slower. We're not even past 94 degrees on the memory. So if you bought yourself Octo, you're totally fine. It's not a mistake to buy Octominer if you're gonna buy these cards, Gigabyte 3 fans. But if you buy Mystic, you're also not making any mistake. They're both doing a great job. Which one you go with looks like it does not matter, because if I bring up the temperatures to like 75, 80, they're both handling everything just fine. You know, they're not having issues. It's just technically Mystic Miner is a little bit better because it's running them a little bit slower. That's one. The other thing is for Octominer, I had the 5 fans set to target the temperature on the GPUs, and I don't remember what my target, what that produced actually. I don't remember if the 5 fans on Octominer were slowed down or not. So that's one thing to consider. It might be a nuance here. But for Mystic, I do remember setting the 6 fans to manual 100%. So on Mystic, all 6 fans were running 100% fan speed, blowing on those GPUs. But on Octo, I don't think they were. I think they were running a little bit slower because it was trying to sync up with the 95 target temp. So maybe Octominer, they were running like an 80%. So it's you have to run more tests basically, and you have to, place them in different locations, but it's very, very close, and they're both doing a good job. So it looks like if you're going to be comparing Octominer and Mystic Miner for Gigabyte 3 fans, it does not matter which one you go with. They're both doing a good job. Look at that. They both have one GPU that's basically spinning at 0. They're all at 95, 96 on the memory, 62 on the core. These are solid Gigabyte 3 fan cards, probably the best in the 3000 series GPUs. We tested out like 10 different GPUs, and these are pretty much the best ones you can get. We recommend these ones for all of our clients. You get these Gigabyte 3 fans, just really, really nice cards. So yeah, pretty much that's the results. If you guys are interested in setting up a farm, go to cryptollc.org. We do that for various clients and get you these exact cards and this exact setup, Mystic Miner or Octominer, either way. If you want to jump on Mystic Miner, we can do that, or Octominer. And of course, if you have any information you want to share, make sure you leave a comment, because we're all in on this together, right? We're all trying to build our little farms. Everyone out there that has a little farm in their garage, in their basement, you need to know this information as well. You want to build yourself a rig like this and make sure you get the best cards and have the best temperatures, have the best fan speeds, all that stuff. Then this content is perfect for you. So make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be posting more cards, talking about different setups, different scenarios, different cards, and we're going to show an open air and all that stuff. All right, that's going to be it for this one, and until next time, bye.